Around the world, almost 140 million people are expected to be living forcibly displaced from their homes by 2025. This humanitarian crisis is driven by conflict, violence and persecution, climate-related shocks, and compounded by economic turbulence. In the East Africa region alone, there are over 5.5 million refugees and asylum seekers, as well as nearly 22 million internally displaced people. Most live in camps or settlements for protracted periods because returning home is not an option. This causes pressure on already scarce natural resources and can create tensions between the host communities and the displaced.
The challenges that these communities face day by day are often food insecurity, access to livelihood and energy, protection, health risks, and not least, tensions between the host communities and the displaced themselves. What is very worrying is the protracted nature of this displacement. So the question is, what are we, the international community, doing about this?
To address this, FAO, in collaboration with UNHCR, has implemented the Greening the Humanitarian Response in Displacement Settings project.
The GHR project helps displaced people, host communities and local authorities to better manage natural resources and improve energy access for cooking and livelihood opportunities, enabling more impactful forest interventions. The project is being implemented in Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda and Djibouti.
In the valley of this mountainous region in Djibouti's south is the Ali Ade refugee camp. Established in 1992, it's one of many displacement camps in the Horn of Africa and Great Lakes region and is Djibouti's largest. Helena Gabremlak's family fled bordering Ethiopia because of conflict. Helena was born here, making the Ali Ade camp the only home she has ever known. A year ago, her mother died, so the responsibility to cook, clean and collect firewood now falls directly on her.
The journey to collect wood, it takes a long time, from starting afternoon to the night. It is very far. So tired. Also children, they leave from school to collect woods.
Adding to the time and energy required for wood collection, traditional cooking methods carry health hazards too. When firewood is burned indoors without proper ventilation, it impacts air quality, leading to health risks. To encourage sustainable and clean cooking energy, the GHR project is distributing energy-efficient cook stoves.
Oh, this stove is so amazing. It's burning without any smoke and cooking very well. It protects us from going far away to the mountains to collect wood. So now life is easy.
The GHR project also supports efforts to use Prosopis juliflora, which is an invasive species, as an alternative source of wood to produce sustainable charcoal. Not only does making charcoal from Prosopis manage its unwanted spread and support the energy needs, but it also encourages biodiversity conservation.
Even the refugees, they have animals, right? Those animals, we need to feed them. That's why prosopis can provide a lot, like the pods for the animal feeding. Then again, the prosopis itself will produce energy. The fact that we are now trying to transform the prosopis into charcoal is very important so that we limit the degradation of the natural resources, but also use it rationally.
Uganda is Africa's largest refugee host country. Managing resources in the country's displacement settlements is vital.
As of last year, the total number of the displaced in the region was, a little over 18 million, including refugees and internally displaced persons. A year on, this number has increased by about 5 million more displacements. Land is not an unlimited resource.
The settlement of Kiangwali is located on the edge of the Bugoma Central Forest Reserve in western Uganda, where the presence of more than 144,000 refugees exacerbates ongoing high levels of deforestation. Tree nurseries play a key role in supporting restoration efforts and establishing plantations for sustainable forest products.
We think that growing trees outside the forest boundary or at the edge of the forest will do a buffer to the indigenous forest to protect it and have it reproduce itself on a sustainable basis. We've planted the eucalyptus woodrots, the teak, the pine, and the other species. so that they can provide the necessary fuel, wood and construction poles needed in the settlement and safeguard the indigenous species that take more than 60 years to mature, that we are getting depleted.
Oyet Albert is a refugee who fled his homeland of South Sudan in 1993 because of war.
My work, potting tube with soil and then put seedling. The money I get from the nursery, I pay with the school fees for my family. At times also, if there is no food, I can buy with the money I got from the nursery. The seedling which we raise from here, we can plant around the compound, and also it bring rain, which can help crop to grow.
Greening the humanitarian response is a critical entry point to address environmental degradation and to ensure that ecosystems that support the settlement continue to function in a way that provides sustainable solutions for their livelihood.
It's an opportunity to highlight the absolute need for collaboration between the different UN agencies, and the partnership between FAO and UNHCR is one of such good examples.
The GHR project has also generated data on environmental impact and energy needs as a baseline for more cost-effective forestry interventions and sustainable forest-based value chains.
We need to reinforce the dialogue with our colleagues from development. We need to be sure that the initiative that we've been supporting through FAO for the reasonable management of forests is something that is being followed up by development actions to build up the future.
With continued support, the Greening the Humanitarian Response project can scale up efforts to protect the environment and promote cleaner and more efficient cooking energy solutions in the places where some of the world's most vulnerable people make their homes and livelihoods.